Welcome to Discourses by Shri Brahmachaitanya Maharaj Gondavalekar. Today we'll explore the February 6th discourse on nama, self-surrender and God realization, where we delve into how the practice of nama-smarana leads to complete self-surrender and ultimately to the realization of God. Complete self-surrender is the only means for God realization. Such self-surrender is best achieved by nama-smarana, or constant remembrance of nama. Remembrance and forgetting are both properties of the mind, not of the body. Besides, they are both involuntary. They are devoid of doership or ego, since there is no bodily action involved. In this sense, nama-smarana is not done. It gets done by the grace of God or the Guru. Consequently, nama-smarana is most effective in surrendering oneself to God. Self-surrender also means stopping activity of one's own volition in respect of action, speech and thought. This, however, is not easy. For instance, slow cycling is more difficult than normal or fast cycling. Desisting from doing a thing may often be more difficult than doing it. Self-surrender to the Sadguru means effacement of ego, that is, the pride of doership. Nama-smarana, done at the behest of the Sadguru, eliminates the sense that I am doing it. Indeed, it is the Sadguru who is prompting me, and therefore he is the doer, not I. Nama-smarana is the means par excellence for achieving thorough self-surrender. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asks Arjuna, simply surrender yourself to me. Such surrender is not possible without first eliminating body consciousness. Attachment to worldly grandeur and realization of God do not go well together. It was for this reason that Lord Krishna directed Uddhava to retire into solitude and meditate on nama if he was truly keen to attain him. This means that God is not attainable unless one turns one's back on the world and its lures. The laws for attaining God differ from those applying to the acquisition of worldly things. In worldly pursuits, we translate an abstract idea into concrete action, doing necessary bodily acts to satisfy desires arising in the mind. With God, the situation is the reverse. Because the Supreme Being is extremely subtle, attaining it involves moving from the concrete to the abstract. Therefore, the instrument to achieve this must be one that bridges the concrete and the abstract. Nama, being physical on one hand and close to the subtle on the other, is such an instrument. By sincerely practicing nama-smarana, we engage both our physical being and our subtle consciousness, facilitating the journey from self to self, from ego to divine union. This practice helps us shed the pride of doership and embrace the grace of God as the true source of all action. Through this complete self-surrender, we move closer to God realization. What is self-surrender? Do we think we have truly achieved this profound state? At the beginning of our spiritual journey, we might feel that we have surrendered ourselves completely. It may seem straightforward, but often this is the ego's illusion, making us believe we've let go when in reality we haven't. Illusion, or Maya, operates at every level of our perception, weaving innumerable combinations to keep us entangled. It's essential to recognize that it's impossible to fully comprehend Maya. We must strive to go beyond mere understanding. Nama-smarana, the continuous remembrance of the divine name, is the key to letting go of the ego and making true surrender possible. On our own, it's not feasible to engage in ceaseless nama-smarana. It happens only with the Guru's blessings. Self-surrender means losing the ego, and only akhanda nama-smarana, uninterrupted chanting of the divine name, can help us dissolve it completely. Consider the example of Arjuna. In his previous birth as Nara-Narayana, he performed tapasya for 1,000 years and was granted the opportunity to live alongside Lord Krishna himself. Yet, even after making many mistakes due to his ego, Krishna bestowed upon him the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, revealing the divine presence and the path to attain it. In the midst of the battlefield, Krishna speaks about surrender, but even then, Arjuna cannot submit to Krishna fully. Still, the Lord helps him to win the war. This teaches us that we need not worry about whether we have achieved self-surrender. Instead, we should understand the necessity of it. With all our heart, let us pray to the Sadguru to grant us the strength to achieve it. By engaging in nama-smarana ceaselessly and without doubt, surrender will happen on its own. you will find that you have achieved self-surrender before you even realize it. Remember, the ego is subtle and can deceive us at every turn. True surrender isn't a one-time event, but a continual process of letting go. Nama-smarana enables us to release the ego's grip, paving the way for genuine self-surrender. It's not through our efforts alone that we can achieve ceaseless nama-smarana. It is through the Guru's blessings and grace. Don't be disheartened by the challenges along the path. Instead, focus on the necessity of surrender and earnestly seek the Guru's guidance. By dedicating ourselves to continuous remembrance of the divine name, we align with the cosmic will, transcending the illusions of Maya. In this journey, you will discover that self-surrender unfolds naturally, leading you closer to the ultimate realization of God. Let us embrace nama-smarana with unwavering faith and devotion. Through persistent practice and the Guru's grace, may we dissolve the ego and experience the true essence of self-surrender. The divine awaits within us all, and by surrendering completely, we open ourselves to infinite peace, joy, and unity. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of Nama, self-surrender, and God realization. Remember, through sincere practice of nama-smarana, we can achieve complete self-surrender and draw closer to the realization of God. Embrace this practice with unwavering faith, and may it bring you peace and fulfillment in your journey. May Nama bring you peace, contentment, and divine connection in your journey.